So this is the big Nerf Rival launcher. It's a single shot. It has a magazine tube here which you can load at any time. It holds 7 rounds. It's a bolt style action here. The bolt actually slides forward, opens a slot in the barrel there, and they just fall down by gravity one at a time. That's spring loaded. We have a spring under here. Snaps that tube shut. It's not a super tight fit, so there is going to be some air leakage, which is not 100% efficient, but for what this is, that little bit of leakage doesn't seem to matter. And get a good FPS on this. Mostly all handmade again, apart from the scope. I put the scope on it because I had it. Nerf Rival doesn't really warrant a scope, it's really not that accurate, but I had it anyway, so I wanted to use it. The grip here is solid wood. It's actually a piece of worktop, the same worktop here that my bench is made of, because I cut that in half. I just shaped it, filed it, sanded it, varnished it. It seems to feel quite nice. The side plates here are made from aluminum, just sheets of aluminum like this. I just keep my eye out for scrap pieces of aluminum wherever I am and just cut it, drill it, shape it, paint it. Chamber is 1-inch stainless, schedule 40 or class 150 tube, similar to this. This is just a shorter version for something else, and I normally weld in, TIG weld in NPT threads to suit whatever I need at the time. The main valve is a 1/2 inch pilot valve. It's actually behind here. I was going to dismantle it, but it's quite fiddly to get the thing apart again, so I'm not going to bother. The compressed air comes in here up to 150 psi, fills the chamber, so the chamber is full of air. Threaded into the chamber on the underside is a tiny little button valve here. Actually, the action of it is to go upwards, so the trigger actually, although you pull it back, it actually presses upwards. That releases a small amount of air from the chamber up the pilot line, which actuates the main valve via this cap here. The air line used to come in the top, but I didn't have room for that, so I had to drill and tap a new thread and rethread the end. So this is where the pilot air comes in for one shot, and it would then dump the whole chamber in one go and fire out that one ball that's in 1-inch stainless tilt tubing. It's threaded into the valve via a threaded piece that I had to TIG weld in there. The bipod, it's quite an old one that I had made before, but it fits nicely. It has a little bit of a swivel on it, the arms can fold back. This clamping piece, I found that's pretty much as it was. It was off a machine for clamping something, I'm not really sure, but it suited for what I wanted, so I just left it as it is. The fake muzzle brake here is actually PVC plumbing tee with a small piece of PVC pipe, and that's a tight fit over that 1-inch barrel. It just basically pushed it on. It's a friction fit, and obviously a hole in the front big enough to let the ball come out without restricting it too much. And the butt stock, removable via this wing nut and slightly adjustable. It's one I made a long time ago. Clamp piece here, this was a solid piece of aluminum. It's just drilled and filed and polished, and some adjustment here on this plate. You can tilt it, you can raise it up and down, but I never really move it, to be honest. So here's the new chronograph I have. I have this thing charged to its maximum 150 psi, so this is as fast as it's going to get. So now I'm going to take a shot, and it is pretty loud. Okay, 488. 495. 474. 495, so just under the 500s, which I think is pretty good. It's plenty enough for this. So for a target, I've got 4 pop cans lined up. I don't expect them to last very long against a rival round at nearly 500 FPS. So the 4 didn't last very long. I'm just going to try the 1 now and see what happens to it.